or an attempted assassination on Donald Trump. There is no place in America for this kind of violence, or for any violence ever.
You don't mean that shit. You just running your mouth like you always do.
Good evening, good people. Welcome to the channel. I am Ty Smith. You are watching my channel, Modern Renaissance Man. If you guys like the content that I put out, make sure you hit the like button right there so that this content can consistently be circulated within the YouTube algorithm and that it can consistently be recommended to you. Don't forget to follow me on all the platforms you see above and below, all right? Last but not least, double check to make sure that you still are subscribed to my channel, all right? Appreciate it. Okay, folks, so y'all basically seen the title of this, and this is President Joe Biden speaking out about what unfolded and what this teleprompter is telling him to say and what this teleprompter is telling him to do in regards to what he's going to talk about, because he couldn't speak from the heart. He probably got, he probably got briefed on sticking to the teleprompter and don't try to say what he thinks, because if he did, his dementia might speak out and tell the truth. Anyway, folks, make sure y'all pay attention to some key words and some key frames that he's saying here. Matter of fact, I may not have to say too much during the video. I'm not going to do the deal where I pause it. I'm not at home in the man cave where I can do all that stuff with my technology. But without further ado, I want you guys to pay attention to this video. Then we're going to dissect it a little bit afterwards. Check it out.
I want to speak to you tonight about the need for us to lower the temperature in our politics. And to remember, while we may disagree, we are not enemies. We're neighbors, we're friends, co-workers, citizens, and most importantly, we're fellow Americans. We must stand together. Yesterday's shooting at Donald Trump's rally in Pennsylvania calls on all of us to take a step back, take stock of where we are, how we go forward from here. Thankfully, former Trump is not seriously injured. I spoke with him last night. I'm grateful. He's doing well, and Jill and I keep him and his family in our prayers. We also extend our deepest condolences to the family of the victims who was killed. Corey was a husband, a father, a volunteer firefighter, a hero, sheltering his family from those bullets. We should all hold his family and all those injured in our prayers. Earlier today, I spoke about an ongoing investigation. We do not know the motive of the shooter yet. We don't know his opinions or affiliations. We don't know whether he had help or support or if he communicated with anyone else. Law enforcement professionals, as I speak, are investigating those questions. Tonight, I want to speak to what we do know. A former president was shot, an American citizen killed, while simply exercising his freedom to support the candidate of his choosing. We cannot, we must not go down this road in America. We've traveled before throughout our history. Violence has never been the answer, whether it's with members of Congress of both parties being targeted and shot, or a violent mob attacking the Capitol on January 6th, or a brutal attack on the spouse of former Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, or information and intimidation on election officials, or the kidnapping plot against the sitting governor, or an attempted assassination on Donald Trump. There is no place in America for this kind of violence, or for any violence ever. Period. No exceptions. We can't allow this violence to be normalized. You know, the political record in this country has gotten very heated. It's time to cool it down. We all have a responsibility to do that. Yes, we have deeply felt strong disagreements. The stakes in this election are enormously high. I've said it many times that the choice in this election we make in this election is going to shape the future of America and the world for decades to come. I believe that with all my soul. I know that millions of my fellow Americans believe it as well. And some have a different view as to the direction our country should take. Disagreement is inevitable in American democracy. It's part of human nature. But politics must never be a literal battlefield, or God forbid, a killing field. I believe politics ought to be an arena for peaceful debate, to pursue justice, to make decisions guided by the Declaration of Independence and our Constitution. We stand for an America, not of extremism and fury, but of decency and grace. All of us now face a time of testing as the election approaches. And the higher the stakes, the more fervent the passions become. This places an added burden on each of us to ensure that no matter how strong our convictions, we must never descend into violence. The Republican convention will start tomorrow. I have no doubt they'll criticize my record and offer their own vision for this country. I'll be traveling this week making the case for our record and the vision, my vision of the country, our vision. I'll continue to speak out strongly for our democracy, stand up for our Constitution and the rule of law, to call for action at the ballot box, no violence on our streets. That's how democracy should work. We debate and disagree. We compare and contrast the character of the candidates, the records, the issues, the agenda, the vision for America. But in America, we resolve our differences at the battle box. You know, that's how we do it, at the battle box, not with bullets. The power to change America should always rest in the hands of the people, not in the hands of a would-be assassin. You know, the path forward through competing visions of the campaign should always be resolved peacefully, not through acts of violence. You know, we're blessed to live in the greatest country on earth, and I believe that with every soul, every power of my being. So tonight, I'm asking every American to recommit, to make America, think about it. What's made America so special? Here in America, everyone must be treated with dignity and respect, and hate must have no safe harbor. Here in America, we need to get out of our silos, where we only listen to those with whom we agree, where misinformation is rampant, where foreign actors fan the flames of our division to shape the outcomes consistent with their interests, not ours. Let's remember, here in America, while unity is the most elusive of goals right now, nothing is more important for us now than standing together. We can do this. You know, from the beginning, our founders understood the power of passion. So they created a democracy that gave reason and balance a chance to prevail over brute force. That's the American we must be. An American democracy where arguments are made in good faith. An American democracy where the rule of law is respected. An American democracy where decency, dignity, fair play aren't just quaint notions, but living, breathing realities. We owe that to those who come before us, to those who gave their lives for this country. We owe that to ourselves. We owe it to our children and our grandchildren. Look, let's never lose sight of who we are. Let's remember we are the United States of America. There is nothing beyond our capacity when we do it together. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops.
Yeah, so yeah, that wasn't heartfelt or anything like that at all. It comes off that way, but it can't be because they are the ones that's actually coming after their political opponents. So you got to play like, oh, we have such sympathy. What happened to Trump? It's unacceptable. It's not who we are. It's about our democracy. We are the United States of the American people. There's nothing beyond our capacity. Stop. You sat there and said this whole notion about violence, but weren't you the guy that said this?
They asked me, would I like to debate this gentleman? And I said, no. I said, if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
Yeah. So, by you saying that you would like to take President Trump out, after that, making that statement and kick his A, when you made this statement, President Biden, and said President Trump is now a bullseye, did you just incite an assassination? Because according to what everybody else thinks, when President Trump said, go out there and let your voices be heard, peacefully protest, and make sure you support our boys in black and blue, we are about law and order. Y'all took that and the media ran with that as if that was code for him inciting an insurrection. But you literally said that President Trump is a bullseye. And all of a sudden somebody tried to shoot him. Does that mean that was code for you putting a hit out on President Trump? You guys on the left can do that all day long, and the media will get behind y'all and say that's the reason why January 6th happened. No proof. Trump was never convicted of that. No evidence whatsoever by him saying that statement. But yet, you literally said the bullseye deal. And then look what happened to President Trump. News, media, y'all not gonna do that? Y'all not gonna do the same thing? This shows you guys who they are. You see what the left does. You see who runs the media, guys. This is no conspiracy bullcrap anymore. This is just truth. You see that the elite that are working with spiritual entities have control over all of this. Because how is it possible that by President Trump in 2020 saying, make sure your voice, let your voice be heard, be peaceful, back the boys in blue, Trump incited an insurrection. Trump made a statement that was talking about car manufacturing and everything that would happen here in the States and said, if we don't get this back, it's going to be a bloodbath. Y'all took that and ran with like Trump said there's going to be violence. Oh, Trump said there's going to be a bloodbath. Oh, y'all didn't give no context or anything. Just like y'all did it with Charlottesville when y'all said, he said there's good people on both sides. Y'all did the same thing. So by President Trump literally saying after that debate that Trump is the bullseye and all of a sudden somebody tried to take him out. President Trump put a hit out on Trump. I'm sorry, President Biden put a hit out on Trump. Did President Biden put a hit out on Trump? Anyway, let me know what y'all think of this by leaving in the comments below after the video. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, that before you guys get out of here, do what you see going on in this visual right here, if you would, please. And make sure you hit that thumbs up button so that this content can be circulated within the YouTube algorithm and consistently be recommended to you. Double check to make sure you still are subscribed. Let's see what y'all got to say on this. I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, hoping and praying that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. And most of all, I pray every last one of you guys are in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.